there's going to be buying opportunities. There's going to be times when things that were valued at a fair market value maybe just a year ago are now having are going to hit a fire sale. Right. Real estate's a great one. Like you said, large cap companies. I'm sure Fang's getting beat up right now. They just reported in America a loss of 100,000 jobs in the tech sector since September. And so what that means for the common, I shouldn't say the common salespeople, our family out here, is that if you're having a hot streak right now, if you are absolutely tearing up your sales right now, stack that cash. Yeah. Stack that cash for not only just for a possible winter, but as well realizing that you have a chance to scoop up a lot of equity here. There's a way that, I hate how they phrase this, but the rich always get richer and poor get poorer. But it's not because of chance or fluke or predatory practices. It's the fact that they understand how to spot opportunity and they have the cash to capitalize on it. I know this first chance because in 2007, when we had a big crash, coupled with our city, Calgary, was going through a tough winter as it was. And so what happened was all my friends that had cash, once everything hit the fan, they were buying up real estate for pennies on the dollar. Now, when I was a young kid, about 22 or 23 at the time, I had no cash. And I just remember thinking, holy cow, everyone just got so rich. You're right. And at the time, I didn't understand it because I was just like, okay, well, these are the guys that always made money. So cool, they had the opportunity. But that stuck with me. And I remember telling myself in 2007, next time this happens, I'll be ready. Right. So what would you say to salespeople in terms of, because we hear right now, holding cash is a bad thing because of inflation. It's eating away at your buying power. But if we were to give our salespeople some insight on the terms of the difference between how much they're going to lose in inflation and the buying opportunity, how would you give our audience some very, heads up, look out for these?
Yeah, you know what? You nailed it. You're talking about like the idea of shoring up your cash because you want opportunities. And Warren Buffett always says, be greedy when people are fearful and be fearful when people are greedy, right? So right now we're in a time when people are fearful, which means we should be greedy. We should be an opportunist. I'm not saying that we're taking advantage of people. Going back to your point, we're not predatory. We're just essentially saying, here's an opportunity out there. And I think you would probably know this better that, the Chinese symbol for, I think it was adversity or something, means it's like a two-way symbol, and one of them says opportunity, one of them means danger, like the Chinese symbol for crisis, I believe. Wow. Yeah, so something along those lines. We tend to focus on the crisis, the danger part of it, but then there is opportunity. So going back to your point, is cash the great asset class? I would argue that cash right now is actually a pretty decent asset class. Now, historically, let's say in the last, 15 years or so, cash wasn't very, very good because you're not earning anything off of that. You have that inflationary pressure that's going to erode your purchasing power over time. But you could put your money in cash right now and literally generate 4%. Now, inflation is probably around 7%, so you're still losing it. But it's better than not earning anything. And the idea is that you just want to be able to deploy quickly. And that's what cash does. Because if you're holding it in an area that's meant for long term, you might need to sell your house and it could take 6 months. By the time that 6 months comes around and you have cash in your hands, the opportunity is gone. So I would say any salesperson or any individual, just have some cash. The other thing I would mention is that everyone says cash is king. I would agree with that because it gives you options. Right. But I always say cash flow is the emperor, right? Damn right. I would say that cash is king, that's great. But cash flow is the emperor. I want to get paid while I'm waiting. And that's why I like real estate as well. Dividend paying stocks are doing well. These infrastructure, these companies that as interest rates are rising, well, who does well? Well, maybe a mortgage company, a bank does well, an insurance company does well, because as interest rates rise, they could pass off of that cost to the end user. Right. So I think cash is king, cash flow is emperor. Find things that are going to cash flow positive, and then you're going to have a lot more money that you could deploy when the opportunity comes.